goodness gracious. My subscribers are going the wrong way. Look right here. Subscribe now or I have to get a real job. In this video, I'm going to tell you why you should watch Friday's Top Rank ESPN Plus. And I think it starts with one fight in particular. So if that sounds interesting, if you want the boxing marathon this weekend, stick around and let me try to convince you why you should be watching this fight. Xavier's no longer with Ray Woods. He's now training with Robert Garcia. This press conference got me pumped up, man. I'll tell you why this press conference got me so pumped up. It got me jacked because Andres Cortes came out disrespectful to Abraham Nova, who I also really like. Shout out Abraham Nova and Mark DeLuca for being so kind to my good friend Jack Kelly. Abraham Nova, I remember when he was in the Daniel Jacobs camp and the Demetrius Andrade camp. We won't put a number on it, but him and Mark DeLuca came out, and man, it was something else. Mark DeLuca actually got a cup of coffee, and it said M-A-W-K. They didn't spell Mark the right way. In California, they didn't know the Boston accent very well. But Abraham Nova and Xavier Martinez, they're not fighting each other. Xavier and Cortes are fighting, but on this press conference, if you go and watch, and I highly recommend you watch it, it's very interesting because you have Cortes, who's never lost, and you see the confidence that comes from never losing from a fighter. He's a super featherweight, but you see him being a bit arrogant, being boastful, but he has this undying confidence in himself and belief in what he's doing. You see Nova and Martinez, and you get this sense of something that you hear when you're young, but you don't understand until you're old. Experience. They've experienced a loss, and you see a level of poise and professionalism. Nova, leading into the Robeisy Ramirez fight, people thought he was a little bit overconfident, a little cocky. Now you look at him, he's reworked some of what he is to rebuild and come back. He's a world title contender, in my opinion. The same with Xavier Martinez. Lost to a gold medal Olympian and Hobson Kosakow, who probably will win a world title at some point in his career. There's no shame in these type of things, but the interaction between Cortes, Martinez, and Abraham Nova got me excited for this whole card at large. You have one of the best fighters in the world, Sinise Superbad Estrada, on the top. That's my favorite fighter. I'm unapologetic in letting people know Sinise Superbad Estrada is my favorite fighter that isn't named Charlie Sheehy or Gabe Flores. My favorite fighter. Everyone knows that. Now you know that if someone asks you, let them know Superbad's my favorite fighter. So I'm tuning in start to finish because when Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler put together a card, it's pretty darn good. That's the same with Ron Katz. That's the same with Robert Diaz. When people with those names put together cards, I typically tune in for the first bout all the way to the last bout because I want to see a good show. And I know they'll give me a good show. This is a fight to me that's the trajectory fight, and this is a fight that's so gosh darn close. I have no clue what to expect other than I'm a fan of all three of these fighters. Cortes said he wanted to fight him in one night, but I'm a fan of Cortes. I'm a fan of Xavier Martinez. I'm a fan of Abraham Nova. I'm also a fan of fighters not being friends with each other. This is a macho sport, so I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of the animosity, and I am genuinely childlike excited to see Andres Cortes fight Xavier Martinez because I will say it here, it could age really badly, but this could be the best fight of the weekend. I'm not going to make the bold statement and say it will be because it's going against Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. Good fight. Giovanni Cabrera versus Isaac Cruz. Really good fight. And Nonito Donaire versus Alexandro Santiago. That's a really, really competitive fight in my mind, too. So there's 4 really, really competitive fights. And on this same card, you got Carlos Balderas versus Nahir Albright, which could be a really interesting fight, too. Charlie Sheehy on the undercard, of course, but everyone's tuning in for Charlie Sheehy. I actually got a memo from Apple that told me you have to watch Charlie Sheehy's fight. It's crazy. I don't know how that happened, but Apple actually texted me that if you don't watch Charlie Sheehy, who I believe his fight is between 4:30 to 5, if you don't watch it, you might actually lose your ESPN Plus subscription. I don't think that's true, but I wouldn't joke around with that, so probably sign in between 4:30 to 5, watch Charlie Sheehy fight. Don't want anything to happen to you, but that's all alleged. That's not factual, but you need to watch Charlie fight. But saying all that to say, if you watch my clickbait videos that's trying to grow this channel to help me monetize and be able to do something with my life when it comes to talking in front of a camera and growing myself and and trying to present myself to really, really professional people and say, I am really professional. People listen to me. I actually know what I'm talking about. Not beyond knowing what I talk about, I'm actually making the strives to actually show that people will tune in and watch the content and all that type of stuff, right? If you watch these videos and think I'm a cool guy, do me one favor, okay? Cub Scouts Honor, we're going to do it like this. Watch Xavier Martinez versus Andres Cortes, or Andres Cortes versus Xavier Martinez. Watch this fight, because these are two extremely good fighters. I think between all three of them, Nova as well, watch his fight. They're going to all be world champions, in my opinion. More than likely. Watch this fight, because this fight's probably going to steal the show this weekend of all the fights. So you don't want to miss out. Tune in, support two hard-working, blue-collar fighters who are on their come-up. This is how you not just change someone's life and they change their own life, but this is how you support and give back to young fighters so we can actually build up fights organically. So kudos to both fighters for taking this fight. I'm excited. Please try to give this fight a watch if you can. It's Lukie. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, do all the stuff the nerdy YouTube people say. This is a Fire in the Ring hat. In case you were wondering and you want to make judgments about me, this is a boxing gym Charlie Sheehy trains out of. And I'll see you on the next video, which is probably going to be coming up way too soon because I just had surgery and it's a big fight week. So that means you need some big fight takes.